Hello and welcome back to the Football Chat podcast. It is episode number 84 today. We're going to be discussing Liverpool and the possibility of them being sold. It was pretty big news, wasn't it?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, FSG decided to list the club for sale, but believed to be around 5 billion, I think.
Well, it'll be interesting because obviously we've got the recent sale of Chelsea to compare it to. I've not seen any concrete figure yet be determined, obviously. But yeah, obviously Fenway Sports Group have owned Liverpool for quite a while now. Seen some success in that time. Champions League win, Premier League win, returning them back. Obviously Champions League finalists 3 times as well in that time. So it's certainly been successful over the last few years. But is now the right time to sell, do you think? If you're the owner, do you think Liverpool are on the down, or is there a chance they can bring it back?
I mean, I do think there's a little bit here of them jumping ship. But I also think there's a bit of them realising that with FSG, I think if Liverpool stayed under their ownership, it would just keep going wrong. Whereas I think they sell the club and there's a new owner brought in, things could be turned into an upward spiral. But I mean, they've still said that they're committed to the club until the end of the season, so it'll be interesting how that ends. Well, I think they're committed to the club no matter what, so if the club isn't sold by the end of the season, they'll still be committed for the rest of their time at the club, however long that may be.
Do you think this means they won't sack Klopp this year?
It could save Klopp, and
this
then maybe
season.
New owners come in.
That's what I was going to say. Implications for the club, would you see Klopp being sacked under new ownership?
Depending on where their league position is and depending on how well they've done recently, I would understand if the new owners came in and decided they wanted to sack Klopp.
Because I do feel like Liverpool is now at that point where they need a bit of a rebuild. There's still some gems in there, and we'll talk about a few of them in just a moment. But I feel like there's a few players that you need either backups for, or rotation options with, or you just need more brilliant players.
Yeah.
Liverpool seriously lack them, and when you've got so many players underperforming at the moment, it's an odd one, isn't it?
The thing is, despite that underperformance that everyone spoke about, they're somehow still done well. They're very, very close behind some of the other big teams, and like United and Chelsea, who, to be fair, aren't playing well themselves. But I think Liverpool I think people are writing off Liverpool already. I don't think they should be. I think Liverpool are still in an okay
The difference is that Chelsea and United have been around 5th, 6th a lot in recent seasons. A bit up and down all the time. Liverpool have been title contenders for the last 3 years, and this year they sit, 13 points off Manchester City?
Yeah.
And we've had 15 game weeks. For me, that's not good enough from Liverpool this year. But we'll talk about the weekend because it was a very nice little 2-1 victory against Tottenham. My first question, was this a Klopp masterclass or was it capitulation from Antonio Conte?
Tottenham all over the place. All over the place. I wouldn't say Conte capitulation, but just Tottenham overall, all over the place.
I went after, but the alliteration was too good to avoid. You've got to put Conte capitulation on the board.
I think that I look at Tottenham, I look at the most recent games, I look at the Marseille game, I look at the Liverpool game. It seems they only start playing football for the last half an hour, and actually, they start playing football when they start losing. I think the first goal was very cheap to concede, way too easy, and obviously the second goal, Eric Dyer put Salah through on goal. I think just individually and as a team, Tottenham letting themselves down. And the thing is for Tottenham, and I think this is a bit different to what they've had. They've had Nuno recently, they've had Mourinho, who again they've proved this. We've seen world-class managers like Mourinho and Conte go into this Tottenham side. Managers that have won the biggest trophies that you could win in football. And the actual Tottenham team is letting them down. Again, it's individual and team errors against Liverpool, which meant that Tottenham lost.
Do you think any responsibility lies on Conte this weekend? Because in my opinion, the formation they started with immediately left them vulnerable in the 3-5-1-1. Because I don't think it offered them anything in attack. But they still looked poor.
His options were limited.
Of course.
His options were very limited.
But look at when Kulusevski came on and made a difference in the game. Would it not have made more sense to start with a 3 up front? Even if that is Perisic on the left and Bryan Hill or Lucas Moura on the right, why did he favour putting a left wing back in left striker rather than
the plan would have been
putting one of his forwards?
The plan would have been, let's play. We know we can only get 45 minutes out of Kulusevski. So let's play this formation. Let's play this 3-5-2. let's try and get 0-0 in at the break, and then we'll bring on Kulusevski and we'll go for it a bit more. Didn't work because, again, of errors from the Tottenham 11. And they've let themselves down again. This is why Tottenham will never win anything.
And you know, the one place where I think Liverpool struggled the most this season is actually in the middle of the park. I know they kind of had a full strength, you'd say midfield 3, back today, but... Or back for the game.
Tottenham. Dear old Højbjerg, Basuma, Bentancur look rubbish.
Yeah, and that intrigues me. Do you think they'd have fared better as a 2?
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe Bentancur.
Basuma looks so lost.
Basuma did struggle, but it's also interesting because most teams line up with a 2 and they're able to dominate that Liverpool midfield. They're just all over the place usually, but Liverpool really dominated the ball in the middle of the park. That allowed them to find those pockets of space to get Salah in behind. And again, Salah showing his quality. Salah's still got it, hasn't he?
Oh, well, he obviously, he's been taking him out of Liverpool this year, and I think Liverpool are 15th or so. You take his goals out of Liverpool, because I don't think, Núñez has been subpar. People say, oh, he's better than Jesus. No, he's not. He's rubbish. He has not been good this season.
Well, in terms of goal scoring,
he wasn't good against Tottenham either.
No, he didn't do superbly. I do feel like they're sorely missing a left winger, which is tough because they've had 2 players go out injured, obviously. In Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota, but I still can't understand why you wouldn't then play Fabio Carvalho a bit.
I think the difference is, for me, Tottenham have so many injuries. I never blame injuries. Tottenham should have done better, but they had so many more injuries up front, and they did what they could. And I don't think Conte moaned once. But Klopp, every time he's got 1-2 injuries, he's immediately throwing excuses there.
Yeah, I do feel. Obviously, injuries can have a big impact, and in terms of your never blame injuries, I don't think blaming as such is correct, but you can justify to a certain extent results or poor form because of repetitive or consistent injuries, especially when they're targeted in certain areas. Look at Liverpool, obviously a few years back when they just had loads of centre-halves die.
I get it if you have 3, 4 or 5 injuries in one position, but if one player gets injured in one position, you haven't got a backup. That's completely...
Of course. Like if Trent gets injured and Liverpool are annoyed.
What you see with Klopp and Liverpool fans is they don't justify it with injuries, they use injuries as an excuse, as a difference. Because usually, if Liverpool lose, they'll just say injuries. They don't say, justify the answer. It's really hard game for me because I wanted neither team to win.
Yeah.
I really dislike both sides, but Liverpool got 3 points.
Well, Liverpool obviously now get close to Chelsea. This does mean, though, that Tottenham dropped to 4th. Newcastle up to 3rd. What weekend for them?
Also they were always going to battle.
They're not on our board to talk about, but they're playing so well. Did you know they've only conceded 11 goals this season?
They're in the title fight.
11 goals?
They're in the title fight. I don't know why people are rolling them off. They're 100% up there.
Well, yeah, they could be very close to Man City if they had drawn to Fulham, which they probably should have.
Oh, absolutely. Once again, every time City gets so nice. It's one result after another. What they're drawing, hang on, let's get them a 95th minute penalty. Every time, teams just give City the points. It's infuriating. And obviously, it's a bit biased here, but I think I'll speak for everyone that isn't a Manchester City fan. It is so annoying when it looks like they're going to drop points and they get a random 95th minute penalty.
Especially with them dropping points would have meant that Arsenal could have dropped points. Arsenal, though, didn't drop points. Nice segue into the next one. Chelsea, very frustrated.
Rubbish.
Wait, what? I disagree with that. I disagree with the sentiment that we were somehow rubbish because I don't think we were. I think we played some really nice football. We clearly identified Arsenal's weakness in behind Zinchenko, and we utilised that very well. Mendy's ball into Sterling every time was very successful.
The difference is we don't do anything.
Well, exactly. This is what I wanted to highlight: is Havertz's lack of composure or lack of cutting edge. His decision making, I thought, in the game was very poor. But I disagree with. Obviously, we played the front four.
Sterling,
it was a front four, obviously, with Mount.
Saw nothing from any of them. And that's the difference, though. That's why we're not in the title.
I think you'd be saying different if Havertz squares it the 2 times he should have.
Well, yeah, we scored, and then of course we don't lack the cutting edge.
Yeah, but I don't know what Aubameyang and Mount are supposed to do. They're in the right position. Havertz just hasn't passed it to them. Well, and don't get me wrong, I love Kai Havertz, but I don't know what he's doing in those.
Other chance, you've got to score. Your job is to score a goal. If you don't score a goal, you haven't played well. That's your job. Of
course, but what can Aubameyang do if he's not given those chances? And I thought he did well to try and create some space for himself. He got in the right positions. If the ball doesn't come to him, what can he do? I thought he played really well for patches of the game. I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek really struggled, and that was evident, and it confuses me then why Kovacic didn't start.
Again, Loftus-Cheek, Georgie pivot, why?
Yeah, I know,
Why?
it just doesn't work.
We persist on playing players that don't work, and I don't know why.
We could have played
either
a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3, and I think we would have looked a lot more solid.
Yeah.
It was a bit of an odd one because I don't think Havertz and Aubameyang up front is worth much. But if you drop Havertz maybe into that attacking mid role, or you put someone else out on the left and mount in attacking mid, I think you get a little bit more.
The difference is for me is what annoys me about Chelsea. It's the simple things. Playing players who aren't in form, but because they've got a reputation. Playing players that don't work with each other. Persisting to not sign backup players, and then wonder why we're playing well when all our first teamers get injured and we have no backups.
Well, what would be your ideal lineup against Newcastle?
God knows who's got. In fact, is what I mean. I hate this, and I know Sepp Blatter's come out and said it was a mistake to host it in Qatar and it's his fault. That don't matter now. But again, I don't think you'll have to factor in the World Cup. Because there'll be so many players that say, look, Graham, I don't want to play because I don't want to get injured.
I mean, obviously the Qatar World Cup, that's a whole bigger ethical issue.
And obviously Carabao Cup as well, midweek. The difference is, I don't know what's going to happen. Because you've got all, the first teamers won't want to play. Your Thiago Silvas, your Mason Mounts, your Kai Havertz.
I would disagree with that. Like, I don't think there's going to be many Chelsea players who flat out refuse to play, but we have to be sensible with our players because you look at Reece James and you look at Ben Chilwell in particular. Why
they
were playing those sort of games?
I think some Chelsea fans forget that also Newcastle's a massive game. If we lose to Newcastle, and Liverpool win, we'll be behind Liverpool, and everyone's saying that Liverpool have had a tragic season. Mm-hmm. So if we lose to Newcastle, we're in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, would Breuer be on? Would be on your potential starting?
He would be anyway, even if the World Cup wasn't there, because Aubameyang and Havertz have been subpar and have not been good enough. This is what I mean. It's another point. We have the players like Breuer and Pulisic. Give him a run out. Sterling's not been good enough. Havertz not been good enough. Aubameyang not been good enough.
I think Pulisic is though another one on your list of World Cup players because I think he's more important for his nation though. So he might be more reluctant. But I still don't think Pulisic would turn down minutes. But You have to be sensible to a certain extent.
I mean, midweek against City, I'd expect to see so many youngsters.
Yeah, I want to see Emery Hutchinson. Obviously, we are recording on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're usually recording Monday, but yeah, recording a day late this week. And we've not seen any of the Carabao Cup games yet, but Chelsea City will be played the night that we're recording. That this goes out, sorry.
Yeah.
I hope Emery Hutchinson starts. I hope Lewis Hall, potentially. Who else? We know Soonsup Bell won't. He played yesterday. At the time of recording.
Just the goalkeeper situations. It's just everything. Everything about Chelsea at the moment is just very.
Oh yeah, Mendy's going to have to start, isn't he?
Yeah, it's hard because I mean I know it's another case of playing a player that has not been informed, but we don't have a choice because obviously Ket was injured and we're not playing better. I played better than Ellie in midweek.
Would you?
Against City.
I don't know. I don't see why we'd throw away the Carabao Cup.
I'm not saying throw it away. I just think I'd rather bet Bentley's a cup goalkeeper and Mendy's been subpar. I might as well give Bettinelli a go. He's still a goalkeeper.
He's certainly not the cup goalkeeper. He's the third choice.
Well, who is the cup goalkeeper? Because nobody knows.
Mendy.
Well, he's crap.
Well, Kepa's our starter. I don't know. I don't think Mendy's crap. I think he is struggling at the moment, though. He's very much struggling at the moment. I think the Chelsea fans at the moment are very reactionary. And I know we are slightly, kicking off at players today because of a few poor games. Yeah, no, I do think to a certain extent players' criticism is deserved. But to call Mendy crap when, a couple months ago would have been calling him one of the best keepers in the league is a little bit over the top.
Well, no, I think I look at our last few results, and the different. I mean, I get it with the Mendy bit, but just in terms of how we feel, I look at us. We lost to Arsenal, struggled against Zagreb, scraped through against Zagreb, scraping through against Salzburg. Losing to Brighton.
No, I do agree that players haven't been good enough. But like Aubameyang, for example, Raheem Sterling, I think, has been very lacklustre in recent games. Jorginho's had a bit of a tough season. I think Loftus-Cheek hasn't always been the best. Havertz has really struggled this year. Obviously, Koulibaly's been in and out of the side. Trev's looked really good. Thiago Silva the same. Fullbacks is an odd one because we've not played the same defence, so it's really hard to judge.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to judge.
I think the one thing that just annoys me is that, again, we haven't gone out and signed backup centre-halves. We haven't... We know Kante and
We
Kovacic.
have.
We know Kante.
When have we not signed backup centre halves?
Okay, well you take Koulibaly out, then who've got?
We've got Koulibaly and Fofana out injured right now. We've still got 2 fit centre halves plus Koulibaly that can Cucurella that can cover there, and
we should have also factored in that Thiago was 38.
I used to.
And then I look at centre mid. We know Kante and Kovacic get injured. We know that Loftus-Cheek isn't good enough, and it was a risk on Gallagher his first Chelsea season. Why have we not gone out and signed centre mids? We knew from
we need defensive midfielders. Equally, we did loan one in and we've not played him until now. We gave him 1 game.
This World Cup is massive for Potter because there's so many things that are wrong, and I don't know why they're wrong. Because also I'm not in the Chelsea camp. I don't work for Chelsea. I don't know why they're going wrong, but over this World Cup, Potter needs to sort it out.
Yeah, no, I think there's aspects that need to be looked at, but overall, I was quite content with Sunday's performance. But I do agree the elements were very frustrating, especially the goal. The goal was very silly. Very silly.
How free top quality Premier League players can let a ball like
starts
that.
with Kai Havertz swinging for it in the air. Thiago Silva isn't really able to react to it, but still should do more.
Dives under it. Why is he diving there? It's not a shot. Catch it. Block it. I don't know why you're diving for it. Beyond me. And again, another Mendy error.
And then Cucurella just holding some guy at the back, hugging some bloke in the box rather than kicking the ball. I don't know. Anyway, enough Chelsea now. Let's get on to Aston Villa where you can party a bit.
What a man. What a man.
Perfect start, really, wasn't it? Perfect start.
Turned out at Villa Park. Everyone expected Villa to lose. He turns out and his jacket and his another jacket on top. 2 jackets, a purple tie.
Double jacket.
Lovely new look. And what a game. Perfection from Villa from start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I highlighted was Leon Bailey. Different gravy.
People forget this, and I'm not being biased. He has always been a world-class player. He has just been so injury-prone.
Shut up. World class.
But he's always been...
I was going to say.
Everyone's like, oh my god, he's actually really good. Well, he's always been good. We saw his debut last season. Was it start last season? Did he join? No. Yeah. Against Everton. Came on, scored a double, and then got injured. And we didn't see him for a few months. Yeah, if he can stay fit this season, he's going places.
That is a big if, though. That is a big if. Do you think that Villa, speaking of going places, do you think Villa can get Europe under Emery, or is this season a bit too early?
Champions League off the cards. I think Europa League would obviously rely on I think the FA Cup winners. Rely on extra spot. Conference League, I think though. Because I look at the inconsistencies in all the big sides.
It's still a big gap to make up though. Well, and I think Chelsea, Chelsea, United, and Liverpool will only get stronger.
Yeah, I think Tottenham will get weaker. I think West Ham look all over the place.
That's all right. They're below Villa, aren't they?
Yeah, no.
Well, they lost for the weekend.
But I thought you said that the gap was only at 6 points. Might be wrong.
Or I might be wrong.
So look, Villa are 8 points off United in 5th. 6 points off Chelsea in 7th.
I still maintain though that I think Liverpool, Chelsea, United will come back stronger after the break. I don't know with Brighton, but I do rate De Zerbi.
Brighton very up and down. I think Tottenham will drop off. I think Fulham will drop off.
I think Palace will get better though.
No, but I think Villa will get better than Palace. Is what I'm saying. Okay. Like they might get better, but I think Villa will get better than they're better.
Bear in mind, a lot of teams also have a game in hand on Villa.
Yeah, they all got to play each other. Like Chelsea and Liverpool got to play each other.
Liverpool, yeah.
United and Brighton got to play each other, I think.
No, it's Brighton, Palace, United, Leeds.
Again, they've still got to play really tough teams.
Leeds.
Yeah.
Waffle merchant, mate. Waffle merchant.
I'm not. Leeds are a good side. And if they are, then that's another team Villa will get ahead of. But yeah.
They're already ahead of Leeds.
United, no, we're not. I just looked. Leeds are 1 place above. But yeah, I think for Villa, phenomenal. Jacob Ramsey, dropped by Danks, brought back in by Emery, took you under his wing and said, "Come on, mate, perform for me," and it was a brilliant finish and great. And he's the 4th ever Premier League player to score an own goal, score a goal, and get an assist in the same game. The only other people to do that were Rooney and 2 other people. Can't remember their names.
Yeah. No, fair enough. As for Manchester United, does this show they have still need to improve a lot? Obviously, we saw that they've drawn Barcelona in the UCL qualifying round because they didn't top their group in the end. So, yeah, there's a long way to go.
I also look at the United side starting Villa, Garnacho. That was a. I think
I rate Garnacho.
I do, but I think that was a reactionary pick from Ten Hag because he saw him scoring midweek. Ronaldo, that's never going to work.
But then you say with Chelsea players that we shouldn't rest big egos that we shouldn't be playing big egos who've played badly and instead give these players a chance. Garnacho had his chance, took his chance. Does he not then deserve another game?
Oh no, but United didn't have a choice either. To be fair, because obviously Bruno was suspended, and he still played Ronaldo and Rashford. The only player he benched was Sancho because Anthony's injured. So Rashford.
Did Elanga play?
No, Elanga didn't play. But again, Elanga, I wouldn't say he's getting a big ego. He's
not great. No, but they're underperforming players. Doesn't matter about ego that much.
Because who played Cam?
Can't remember.
Because Casper Ericsson pivot, which I'm surprised got absolutely overrun by Douglas Luiz and Leandro Dendoncker, who again, and I apologise. I apologise to Dendoncker and the Villa recruitment staff. On deadline day, I called this a panic signing and a bad one. He looks really, really good alongside Douglas Luiz. He really, really does. So I take back what I said, but for Man United, need big improvements.
It's Donny van de Beek.
Again, I mean, hasn't played in donkey's years.
No, but he's still a good player.
And I know obviously Varane is a big miss. Lindelof had an absolute shocker. I don't know why Shaw's been playing over Malacia recently.
Yeah, and then obviously United, Dallow's booking means he's not there for their trip to Fulham. How do you line up? Who would you put right back? AWB?
Is he not serving it in the Carabao Cup?
No.
Oh, it's not straight red. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
United got Villa again.
Would you put Wan-Bissaka at right back, or would you put Lindelof and slot Maguire in centre half?
Again, I don't know because obviously Man United have Villa again. The time recording it will be tomorrow, Thursday.
Yeah.
So that'll be another chance of Villa and Man United to face off.
Probably
I think if Villa win that one again, I think it really proves that they're the force to reckon with. If United win it, obviously it depends on the lineup's out to Carabao Cup. But I think if you're Villa, you go for the Carabao Cup under Emery as well.
It's just like a cup competition.
Because again, I look at it. While Chelsea or City could be out, United are a potential slip up somewhere. Arsenal will prioritise the Premier League and the Premier League. That's their biggest competition this year, maybe the Europa League. I think they haven't got Europe to worry about. This is probably Villa's best year to win a trophy.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to get onto the Champions League draw, but just quickly, what are your thoughts on the mid-season break? Obviously, today we've seen the 2023-24 season dates released, and in that we saw that there will be a season break in between from January the 13th to January the 20th. Now, what do you think of it?
Massive.
It's
brilliant.
Is it necessary?
It's what we need. It's phrase. What Peter called for. You see it in Germany. In Germany, it's 2 weeks, but just a week off for all the players and staff. Just to have a week to themselves with their families or by themselves or just to relax. It's exactly what we needed.
I think a winter break is necessary, but
always has been.
I don't think one, they've picked the right time, or two, that they have that they've done it long enough. I don't think a week makes much of a difference. Because they're not playing for a week.
Well, I still think it's
going to make the schedule even more packed elsewhere.
The difference is it's they won't be like training. They'll have a week off.
You reckon?
Well, they have days. They have days off. If you think about a footballer, usually between their Saturday and Saturday games, they have every single.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It should be 2 weeks. It should be 2 weeks over Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, but
ban off these traditions. There's so many traditions in the Premier League. In English football, that are so stupid. One is Boxing Day, and I know we're live for Boxing Day this year, so we're a bit mental. But
are we?
We are at the moment.
Why are we doing that?
But yeah, I look at Boxing Day. Football should not be on Boxing Day. I don't care about traditions.
I like watching football.
It's mental.
I don't.
But I don't think that's right on the players to make them play on Boxing Day. It's just a stupid tradition that's still been upkept. Make that a nice little 2-week break from football. Enjoy the festivities. Back in early January.
Fair enough.
And then, yeah. Because I don't know. I just feel like there has to be a longer break than a week.
I'm just happy that they've actually put a break in.
Yeah, but it's not long enough, so it serves no purpose, really.
Well, no, it's still a break.
Again, it is still just a week.
Yeah, but that's still not. I'm saying, if someone offered you any break, you're gonna take it. Like if someone offered you a week off work, or whatever, you're not gonna say no because it's not long enough. You're gonna take it.
No, but it's not the situation, is it? Okay. Well, anyway, final topic: UCL round 16 draw.
City every single year gets so nice every single time.
We've got negatives, haven't we? You always want to start with negatives.
Well,
Why can't we talk about the fun things?
I'd rather end on a positive.
Okay.
Because it's boring. I'm fed up of it. Last year they got Sporting. How do they keep getting nice? It's rigged. It has to be.
It could be.
It really could be.
Also, the bracket, I think, I will double check this, I think they play Benfica, Bruges winner in the round.
If they do it, it's ridiculous because that is unbelievable. But I also find it funny because they still manage to bot it every year. So that's always good.
I will have a quick look.
To be fair, and I think you said, I know how you mentioned you were starting positive. Liverpool, Madrid. Repeat of last year's final.
It's not confirmed. It's not been done yet.
Repeat of last year's final. Really looking forward to that game. Should be an absolute cracker. And the reason I'm happy about it most is because Liverpool have been ruined again. Not again. Sorry, for the first time. Look at their run last year. They got Benfica, Inter, Villarreal. This year they've finally got a tough side. Have that.
Well, yeah, they've got to play last year's.
I think it'll present a really good game.
Champions League winners.
Real Madrid don't look perfect. I mean, obviously they're not top of the league anymore.
I think Madrid have only got better, and Liverpool have only got worse.
Well, yeah, I know.
It's not gonna be a good game. It'll be interesting to see who's
obviously it doesn't matter. I'm chatting rubbish actually because form don't matter now, does it? Because we're World Cup.
Yeah, it could be very different come February.
Yeah, Benzema, Modric, all of their players could be injured.
Random, but yeah, and then Chelsea Dortmund. As a Chelsea fan, I'm confident, but it can still go both ways.
I'm never.
Jesus, bring some positivity. Come on.
I think Dortmund is a very tough game.
Of course, but Modesta's up front. In fact, Ala will be back by then.
I never rate Chelsea in Europe, especially because we have no atmosphere at home.
Well, we've still won European trophies in 2 of the last 4 years.
We are just different grade. But we get our work done in the away legs. You look at Chelsea Real, we were horrific first leg, and we pulled it back.
At home?
No, we were horrific first leg at home. We pulled it back away, and then they sent them outside our handball again. That was fast. But yeah, Chelsea.
I was thinking back to like Juventus in the group stages last year, where we were sent. Was it last year? Yeah, I think it was.
Juventus are rubbish.
Okay. Well, yeah. And then we've got Tottenham AC Milan. That's gonna be a good game. I think Tottenham will get through, but
no, I don't think they will. I really don't.
I hope not. Awful. But I think AC are a little overrated.
I think it'll be which team outscores the other because both teams aren't phenomenal at the back, and both teams look very, very good going forward.
Tottenham lost up defensively. Milan are sensational at the back, I think. And neither side of the great going forward. So it depends on who's fit. It's very hard to call right now.
Yeah, but you have Liao, Giroud, someone, and then...
Yeah, but I think Son, Kane, Kulusevski's just 100 times better.
No. Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
Much better.
Not in Europe. Again, I think this brings it to my point. I say it a lot. Giroud is the most underrated striker of the decade.
I know he is, but he is also 36.
And he's been ripping up in the Champions League this year.
Yeah. Not against Chelsea. So who else has he played? Zagreb and Salzburg.
So much better than Tottenham.
Are they?
Yes. Oh, wow.
We're so far behind him in the league right now.
No, because look what's happened.
What? We've been bad. We've been shit.
Look at the game we played against them.
One game. It doesn't change the league positions.
But they've also been bad.
Yeah, but we've been badder.
That's not a word.
No, but it is now. Okay. We've been badder.
I can't believe you'd ever say that.
Well, we have. This season, based off performances, we've been worse than Tottenham.
You can't look at a league table and decide that.
Well, I can.
I look at our squads, I look at 11, I look at the managers. Overall, we are better than Tottenham.
But we're not.
So hang on, so would it be tough for Milan to play Chelsea or Tottenham?
But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Tottenham have played better this season than Chelsea.
Again, I don't think they...
But European form, I get you. Chelsea could be better. We don't know anything coming.
No, I don't, that's what I'm also saying. I don't think Chelsea played very worse than Tottenham.
I don't know. Who
Chelsea
knows?
just have worse results.
Don't even know what you're saying anymore. Anyway, maybe the most interesting game: PSG versus Bayern.
I mean, Peter said this, but PSG are going to waltz it.
What? That is the opposite of my thought process.
Bayern don't look great.
Neither do PSG.
I think PSG are going to waltz it. I'm sorry.
I don't.
I think Messi and Mbappe Neymar. I think Mbappe is going to teach De Ligt and Meccano a new one.
But he's going to teach him a new one, is he?
Yeah. Tear him a new one. Whatever he's going to do to him, he's going to rip it up.
Alright.
His goals alone will be enough because Mane isn't great and it doesn't look great.
I think the same way in 2020 that Bayern were able to overcome PSG, it's their team over individuals.
Completely different.
Well, yeah, it's also 2 years difference, Harry.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So
No,
why have you bought the 2020 final?
Because I'm saying they'll beat PSG for all the same reasons.
I think about it in a final, yeah, maybe, but I think in a round of 16 over 2 legs,
I also think Bayern
Mbappe's goals will be enough.
Bayern probably could do a madness in this window because they're not top of the league. They can go by like everyone.
No, but they won't do that. They'll just sign the whole of the Bundesliga.
Yes.
To win that, they won't buy Champions League quality players.
Well, I'd still
argue.
argue.
Team's got loads of goals this year.
Yeah, in the Champions League, mate, he's killing it in all
Against
fronts.
Pleasant and Barca.
Same levels, mate. Big teams. Anyway, I think that is all for today. Make sure to get involved in the comments down below if you're watching on YouTube. I want to hear your thoughts on everything we've discussed today. If you can't remember what we've discussed, you have to go back and listen a second time. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching or listening, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.